So I got this K7000 chassis from a local guy, and well, when I got it, this is the original remote board for this chassis. Every one of these pots was smashed like it had been stepped on. So what I did is I tested the fuse, and the fuse was still good, and I thought, well, it's about time I wire up a isolation transformer for me doing rebuilding, so I don't have to have them in the cabinet they come out of, and let's see if this thing works. So did hook it up. I did get it to turn on. I first did have an image, and I reached around back to the flyback to turn up the screen a little bit, and I did see a slight spark. So at that point in time, the image disappeared from the screen, but I still had raster, and I didn't quite understand how I can have raster and not an image. But anyways, I tore the board out. It was completely filthy. I mean, you can see the cage is still bad. I should have cleaned that, but I didn't. But I washed the neck board, and I washed the chassis, and then I went ahead and I replaced all the caps. This probably ain't all of them, but I replaced the caps, and I replaced the flyback because I had one, and I want this to last, so I just changed the flyback. So I think the main problem was this cap here. It was bulged, and when I went to take it out, I noticed that this leg that it has was a cold solder joint. And as soon as I heated up this pad, it just fell straight out. And I'm like, oh, this leg wasn't even connected anymore. So I'm thinking maybe this is why I didn't have an image. It was a C59 is where this one was at. But anyways, we do have an image. The whites are nice and white, and the blacks are nice and black. It's got beautiful color. I don't know why every time I change it I have to refocus it, and this thing always, so that's about what it looks like to my eyes, right about there. I guess I'm thinking that's about the best depiction of this picture tube right now. I don't know what goes on with this camera. There is some convergence issues down in this corner. I really wish I could figure out how to converge a tube a lot better, because I've tried it before and not that successful at it. So anyways, another K7000 that I've worked on and I've brought back from the dead. This one has a lot more, or none of the control issues that some other K7000s I've worked on and I did tube swaps with. And this chassis was pretty much untouched. none of the caps had been changed before. They were all still glued in place and all that. And this tube here has a Wells Gardner on it. So I'm thinking, I measured the yoke resistance was like 10.1 and 1.6. Some of my other Wells Gardners are 8 ohm yokes. And I'm wondering if somebody else had done tube swaps before I got them, and the few extra ohm load is drawing more current through the monitor, and the monitor chassis, and it's creating the blooming effects. I mean, I don't know for sure, but it's just a thought.